Hello, welcome to Small Space Farming. In this video I'd like to talk a little bit about watering. Very important. Especially important for the tower garden since it's an aeroponic system. And even though aeroponics doesn't sound like water's important, it really is. So with an aeroponic system, the water is circulated to the roots of the plants every 15 minutes for 15 minutes, 24 hours a day. So in order to do so, you have to have a tank that sits underneath the tower garden. It holds about 20 gallons. Now it's a good idea to make sure there's at least 10 gallons so you don't strain the pump. We made a mistake earlier in the week of letting it go down too low, and of course we ran the risk of ruining the pump at that point. But in any case, the tower garden requires a fair amount of water because the plants actually live in water. That's what helps them. That's the medium that they grow in, water and nutrients. So the one thing I will mention about the aeroponic system is because of the nature of the water being the medium, it needs to be a little bit cleaner than the water that goes into a dirt medium. And what they recommend is to filter out the chlorine from the water before you put it into the tank. And you can do that in a couple ways. You could leave the water out for a day in buckets so that it pre-gases and that it allows the chlorine to essentially remove itself from the water. You could get a chlorine filter, or the third option is what we opted for is we got a structured water unit and an adapter to attach it onto a hose. The idea here is with a structured water unit is it actually restructures the water so that the chlorine doesn't mix in as much with the water. We'll have another link to how this all works, the science behind it, but essentially we have tried this before. It has worked. We've had friends that have even done aquaponics, which has fish, which definitely can't tolerate the chlorine, and they were able to use this kind of arrangement and have their fish live. But this will work. It's just a little spendy, but it saves from having to wait to put the water in 24 hours or to buy a different kind of filter. So the GreenStalk vertical dirt garden, it requires a little bit different kind of watering. So it really is a water as you need it. And so what we found in our climate, we're in Tucson and it's still a little warm out here. Every other day it seems to be dry and it needs water. So we decided to be a little lazy, and we're testing out a irrigation system where we've attached it onto a pole and added some drip irrigation, which currently waters every day, twice a day. And that seems to work so far, especially this time of year. Now, we may need to adjust it when it's really hot. It may need more water than what this provides, but otherwise, if we didn't have this, every other day or so, we would need to fill this up with water. This is a small reservoir compared to the tower garden, but what it does is it stores the water, and then there's small holes in this reservoir container, and it slowly drips the water all the way down to each of the ports. So it is quite effective in how it distributes the water. We found that everything seems to be nice and evenly watered, so I think it does well there. So that pretty much covers the watering of the GreenStalk and the tower garden. And just wanted to reiterate, make sure you don't ignore your the water in your tower garden, because your plants will love you if you don't. Until next time, have a good day.